Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I am your host Josh, and this is part 20 of our Let's Play of Head as Code. When we last left off, we had finished off our room with Ray, and while everyone else went and left, we stayed around with Old Man Agnos to wait for the twins to arrive. They arrived, we hung out, we unlocked the lounge, and chatted for a bit, and now suddenly, where's the old man? Have you seen the old man? Yeah, looking right at him. I'm so sick of getting roasted by these two. Called over to the twins to ask them if they'd seen A, but one of them, I assumed it was H with how rude she was. They both pretty much been pretty on par with that, I don't know. Instead decided it would be a good idea to call me an old man. I didn't ask you. I'm asking the twin who's older than 5 years old. We're over triple that. And if we're twins, we both have the same age, you dolt. Can't understand the baby noises you're making. Sorry. Goo goo gaga, don't speak it. I think I saw him leaving through a doorway earlier. That side. Before I started duking it out with the twin, G told me what I'd asked about. I saluted, which was a strange thing to do, and left the area without any further fanfare. As I was doing so, the other twin threw a tantrum about how I treated her sister better. If she wanted to be jealous, then sure, why not? But I didn't think it suited her at all. I found the man downstairs in the lobby on the other side of the station. This was the side we'd started upon, where Smiley talked to us. Ah, there you are. I found a keypad here. Surprisingly, all I had to do was to press any key and the door opened. I suppose it was simply barring our entry until we had opened either door. I assumed the same would have happened, for example, we chanced our way to this side and chose to take the train the other way. Did you intend on heading out? Not yet. Would you like to go for a drink, perhaps? We can wait until the others come back here. The lounge looks quite comfortable. I guess I could go for one. Come to think of it, maybe I do feel thirsty. I don't know, I still don't trust A's drinks. Splendid! I can mix a good amount of drinks. Had a little time as a barista before. You know what, I will say this. If there is a single character who I want to know their entire job history of, it is Agnes. Mixing chemicals is ingrained in my head. He guffawed with his deep, rich, yet hoarse voice. I didn't want anything alcoholic, but before I could notify him, he'd already left the area. Don't get me drunk! Does he take me for Ray or something? Rude to Ray. I wandered back upstairs to the bar side this time. We know it's not alcohol he's drinking now, Simon. You don't need to continue acting like he's some drunkard. When I got there, all three of the others were already seated or behind the counter. The old man was the former, and the twins the latter. Mind if I have a look around here? Will you mix it up? Oh, and by the way, nothing alcoholic for me and for the twins. Hey, don't talk for us. What if we want to drink too? Then you're gonna need to wait a few years, a little missy. But since your sister is older than you, maybe she'll be allowed. We have the same age. I told you. I do enjoy this dynamic. This is a fun dynamic. G stared at us, bemused. The old man shrugged at my question. Feel free to have a look around, even behind the bar if you want. Check out my sweet booty if you must. Though please, don't get in my way as I prepare them. I will end you. I just wanted to make sure he didn't put anything in the drinks that I didn't want. His request was fair, since I also wanted to know what it was like behind the counter, as I'd never seen a bar this close before. What? Listen, I'm not much of a barman myself, but I've seen a bar. Alright, let's look at everything before we talk to people here. This clock's hands are stuck on that time. Which is what, 1:45? Okay. They're not moving. Like the cells in your brain. Stop patronizing me and I'll treat you better. Do we have a deal? I don't make deals with terrorists. I am not a terrorist. I'm a pizza delivery man. I did one time deliver a quote-unquote pizza that was actually a dead body and it made everyone blow up. But other than that, I'm not a terrorist. I'm a pizza delivery man. Pizza wheat? Exactly. Oh, I want to have a pizza now. Maybe with extra meat. Don't eat too much, or you'll get big, and then you'll actually be able to tell us two apart. Don't you know that kind of thing makes you fat? I left them to their little squabble, making no comment on the type of pizza G wanted. Now you're learning, Simon. A ventilation shaft. No, wait. Behind the grate is another grate. 2 grates? It's made of grates all the way down. Maybe the twins could have fit in there if we could have removed the grates. However, I saw a fan much deeper in. They wouldn't get through that. It was a valiant effort, but ultimately useless. There were some tall glasses, mugs, and a machine for dispensing alcohol. I tried the tap just for a moment, but it didn't give anything. Heh, we can't even get beer here. Then there's no fear, though the situation does give me a little tear. I like to rhyme all the time. I took a glance at my peer. On my face was a little sneer. As far as I'm concerned, this place can shove all the alcohol up its... I muttered the last part, but stopped myself before I got indoctrinated into some sort of rhyming cult. If I sat down there, I'd probably get my drink, then we would move on. Okay, so that's the last thing then. What purpose does that thing serve, anyway? Maybe it dims the light a little, so you feel your brain squashed even further due to the alcohol? It looks nice, though. 99 bottles of alcohol on the wall, 99 bottles of alcohol. That's not how the song goes. 99 bottles of alcohol, take one down, pass it around. 98 bottles of alcohol on the wall. I hope you aren't going to sing until you reach 0. I saw H shudder, though I had no idea about what was going on with her. Did she dislike me singing about alcohol? Who could possibly? She took a moment to reassure her, apologizing for me, or so I assumed. Well, if it was this bad, I wouldn't do it again. Unless... On the first day of Christmas, Smiley gave to me a brand new bottle label. On the second day of Christmas, Smiley gave to me 2 angry twins and an idiot that needs to shut up. You're ruining the song. It's not even remotely close to Christmas. You don't know. You don't know what day it is. She had a point. I had to figure out something else. The glare H was giving me dissuaded me from doing anything else. I eventually gave up. Aw, I wanted to sing more. Alright. Got your drink yet? Coming right up. He sent it to the twin before she could even reply to me. From what I could tell, the drink wasn't alcoholic and didn't seem to contain any illicit substance. I filled it with weed. Well, you enjoy it now. Where's mine, eh? Next up will be yours. Give me a moment. Busy sweating into your drink here. While I have some experience with this, I'm still incredibly old. Everyone's old here. I frowned, about to retort when G rectified what she said. At least compared to us. When you've already gotten a foot out the door, maybe you can build relationships and things, but us, what are we even doing here? Beats me. Yeah, I will if you continue bothering her. I decided I had better things to do than picking a fight with a teenager, so I left her be. I like the twins. That's all I'm here to say. So have either of you figured out what ties you to this place yet? Nope. Surely there must be something. Here, your drink, little girl. He passed the glass over to her by sliding it on the countertop. Slick moves. She caught it like an old-age cowboy would in a saloon. We graduated from secondary school not too long ago. And that last year was hell, let me tell you. I remember my own time at school, constantly being bullied. It was pretty hard. There were bullies and cliques, all manners of straight-up twisted minds. Teens didn't usually care about other people. I mean, you know, it depends on the teen. Let's not generalize. Depending on the kind of person you were, it was either heaven or hell. Hey, do you know what the difference is between a normal secondary school and a polyvalent secondary school? I had to admit, I never even questioned it. What I did know was the American equivalent of secondary school, a high school. Before I went to the Artistic Institute in Vancouver with Jasmine, I went to polyvalent school. I do not know what that means. I'm not Canadian, if that's what that's about. I just never questioned why exactly it was referred to in that way. Nobody? Huh. It's just because the school also has the option for professional formation in the fourth wing of the school for us. That is true. However, the term polyvalent secondary school hasn't been in use since at least 2014. Okay, so pretty recent. I think it's only a type of school in our region, too. If you told this to someone from the US, they wouldn't know what you mean. For example, like Josh has absolutely zero clues as to what you're talking about. Is that right? He sounds like a real idiot. Someone else told me so. I guess they were just badly informed. H looked at G as if accusing her. G shrugged, though the two of them were clearly puzzled for reasons beyond my understanding. I didn't feel right questioning them, so I let it be. What do you got for me, eh? So, what are you mixing up, anyway? For the girls, I'm making a peach banana cocktail, and for you, leave it as a surprise. Let's just say I pooped in it. Oh, come on, at least you could tell me one thing that's in it. Oh, I already did. My poop. I narrowed my eyes as if I was suspicious. He must have bought it, since he nodded quickly and decided to rectify the shot. All I can say is that I do hope you like the taste of lime. So long as it's not too much. I liked lime, of course. I didn't know why this man knew that. Perhaps it had been a lucky guess? Did we Now, I feel like this is actually important. Did we mention liking lime in the other timeline where he gives us drinks? The reason I'm saying that might be important is because it might mean that we are not the only person who is remembering things from the different timelines. Which really kind of makes sense, right? Alright. Well, let's have a seat. I sat down, decided to wait for my drink in silence. Didn't take long until A shot it over to me. I caught it and sipped from it, deep in thought for a bit. I've been thinking, we shouldn't stay here eternally. Well, Simon, I'm sure everyone agrees with you. We have a lot of stations left to search, and we can't stay here forever. I mean, it seems like we could, but I certainly don't want to. We should split up and take the train soon. Right. I don't want to stay here any longer than necessary. Me neither. You two will go wherever together always, huh? Maybe not always. Yes, always. No chance of splitting up. She glared at me. It was at this moment that I knew I fucked up. Record scratch. The old man rescued me out of this predicament. Actually, that is a good idea. Perhaps you may be in disagreement, H, but I believe it may be for the best to split up further. I understand your fears, however. I do want to ask you, if you are uncertain, is it because you believe it would not be safe for her? I also understood why A wanted to split them up. If they ended up together again and couldn't solve their room, it would be an even bigger waste of time. We gotta keep these idiots away from each other. Not to mention, the fact they might actually get stuck. But we went together last time. What's the big deal about doing it again? I can tell you that even if you split up, you'll be fine. If something happened to them, then it would surely be the other person in the duo who did it, don't you think? Well, I think we've already seen that that's not the case. That's called a deterrent. The fact harming their companion would put a target on their back would make anyone refrain, unless you're Rain going like totally crazy, or Jasmine going totally crazy, or me who doesn't give a single F about anybody here, because otherwise they would become public enemy number one. Do you understand the concept? I do. I think we might be able to afford that, sis. Jasmine, whoa! What's being discussed? Jasmine came back in the middle of our discussion. It seemed she had finished exploring her room, and she was now ready to take a load off. Oh, welcome back. You're both fine, thank God. I thought I'd come back with E once we were done. I see the twins are back too. Very good. You two can finish convincing the twins to split up then. I have to share what we found here with E. The old man scooted away in a remarkable hurry. I narrowed my eyes at him as he left. He was leaving us with the hurdle of convincing these little girls about it, and escaping from this in the process. So, it's like this. The twins don't want to split up, but we should in order to learn about our differences, but also, most importantly, what could link us together here. And as the old man said, the partner would never dare hurt the companion, because if they did, then everyone else would know it was them when they return to everyone else alone. That makes sense. I don't know. If anyone hurts G, I'll kill you. Not too harsh, sister. Sometimes accidents happen too. Yeah, accidents will happen for those who hurt you. I palmed my face at the way the discussion was going. Thankfully, A came by again, only to deliver terrible news. I will be heading out with E again. There are only 2 people who can communicate with her, one of them being myself, so I don't think this was avoidable. And he's gone. He smiled at us and left to the stairs to the side of the station with the train going northward. Dang it, Grandpa! Is that a Danganronpa joke? It might be. It might be. The joke for some people being that when people don't know how to say Danganronpa or making a joke about the way you pronounce it, they say, dang it, Grandpa. He took this opportunity, knowing full well he'd be able to head out faster this way. Oh, I almost forgot. We found this, too. She took out a pile of papers, pulled them from her pocket. I recognized the pile from earlier. Those were the maps. She must have taken them back after A showed me. Just how much space was in those jeans, anyway? Jinko jeans? Huh? There's a theater on top of these. Next is a church. Not really my thing. I'm guessing these are all the stations? Yep. Keep looking. And before you ask, the stars have the maps. Fitness center, infirmary, and I'm guessing, based on the next ones underneath that, this is where A and E are heading out to this time. The next one's the science lab, then there's the security room. Ralph and Ray are investigating this one, correct? Yes, I solved the science lab, which was remarkably quick. After the security room is the leisure station, which we're in. That's right. No exits here, just like A mentioned. The pantry is where the eccentrics had gone before. Then the library, the bedroom, and finally the stars, whatever those are. Northward had 3 more stations to explore, but I didn't want to really go to any of those. None of them really seemed appealing, except for the theater, and trust me, you don't want to go to the theater. To get there, we would have needed 3 teams, and 2 of those willing to leave before mine. We're better off the other way. There's a pool, recreation, so maybe a park? No parks underground, you big dumb. And a reactor. That sounds dangerous. Strange, these are all the labeled maps. The line goes way further than this, though, no? Yeah. What's the last map? Oval tree. It's, weird. This thing labeled oval tree. It's like a giant circular room. Strange. Doesn't look like a station. I wonder what it's all about. We won't find by staying here, though. 14 stations total, counting the bar lounge. We took our minds off the maps. I convinced H to leave them on the counter, deciding that it was good to have access to them in our headquarters, so to say. What are our teams? I don't really have a preference. I'll go with Sis. But H, they just said earlier that it would be fine to split up. Wait, you want to split up now? I don't know. Maybe it's a better idea than sticking together and not mixing up. We're also suffering from a lack of info. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'm open to mixing up too, if that's the case. But I don't like it. She angrily crossed her arms, staring at the rest of us over her shoulder. They hadn't made up their minds with which person they'd go with, even if they were open to mixing it up, as H had said. The decision was coming back to me again. I didn't want to go with the twins, but Jasmine might have found something in the laboratory. I did want to go with the twins, but Jasmine would have found something in the laboratory. She was also more familiar. Then again, if I picked her, all this fighting about splitting up the twins would be for naught. She was staring at me too, pressuring me into picking her, despite her earlier hurts. How two-faced. H was a little bit like Jasmine this way. She was taking charge, and she was not afraid of anything. This was an odd change for Jasmine, admittedly. Yeah, I still don't know what Jasmine's deal is. I mean, there's clearly something big up with Jasmine, but I just don't have a clue. Other than that she's secretly blonde, which the twins are also blonde? I don't know. Had those 4 years affected her that much? I could also head out with G. She was calmer, but smarter. She also had her shy moments, and I kind of wanted to try pulling her out of her shell. This seems like a good time for that. No matter which one I want to go with, I had to pick now. 3 choices. Wow. Whew. I mean, let's just, I really have no huge preference here. I would like to go with the twin, though. And so let's just start with G. I banished all thoughts of leaving Jasmine from my head, and instead made a conscious effort to visualize what it would be like to explore a station with one of the twins. As much as I tried to think about going with H, I figured she'd call me an old man and do her own thing the whole time, which might have not been as fun in reality as it was imagining it. Sure, it was funny, but I didn't exactly want to babysit a brat. On the other hand, G already showed she was a bit smarter, so I wouldn't need to constantly make sure she didn't screw things up, being a little mean to H here. Okay, I'll go with one of the twins. Specifically, I want to go with G. Are you sure you really want to do that? She was glaring in my direction. I lifted up both hands in defense. Yeah, I'm sure. I think your sister's nicer than you, and maybe she could let me know about some details that could help us figure out what links us all here together. What do you mean, nicer? To put it simply, you're a brat, H. You've been a big brat. No, wait, a super brat. That's like an even bigger brat than big. Oh, yeah? Well, is this bratty enough? She was about to punch me, and I shielded myself with my arms. However, she stopped her movement right before hitting me to an almost scary level of precision. I peeked through my arms and saw she was retreating. The other girls did nothing to stop it, content watching, even finding the scene funny. Maybe you're right. What do you know about anything anyway? I don't need to tell you what will happen if she gets hurt, right? I'll destroy you. Okay, I get it. Part of me, though, at this moment... A part of me thought at this moment that perhaps she acted this way because she was annoyed I picked her sister over her. G didn't seem to harbor any of these thoughts. Are we all set with our teams? Yeah, don't worry, H. I'll take care of your sister. We're all in this together. As the High School Musical people said. I patted G on the shoulder, which made her flush a little when she smiled to H. No, wait. That was a victorious smile. Uh-oh. And I got myself into more trouble than I imagined. Never get involved with teens. What if the twins were both brats? What if they're pulling a, not a Freaky Friday. What's that dang movie called? with the twins that switch places. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Oh no. All I can think about is Freaky Friday now, but it's not Freaky Friday. Alright, whatever, I'll look it up later. Mention in the comments, you all know the movie I'm talking about. Let's head out. We already have to wait for the train. Actually, I'll stay here with H. I need to be here to talk to the others about all this when they'll be back too. I nodded. Without further ado, the twin and I went down the stairs. Truth be told, I picked G because I thought she might have been the key to a mystery or two, and she was nicer overall, but one thing suddenly sprang to mind. The next station was the pool. Oh, I already... God. Increasingly awkward following that thought. We're not gonna just go swimming, Simon. It wasn't like we were gonna change, but there was an underlying sense of dread, like I was doing something forbidden. Especially since this was called the dating game. Is anything bothering you? Not thinking anything super weird, are you? You've been silent and staring at the same part of the station for a while now. I rubbed the back of my head a little and talked, having no idea where I was going with it. Well, it's like we're going to... you know? You're not making any sense. The train's coming! I jumped onto the earliest chance to get out of this moment and pointed at the tunnel. The train was, thankfully, coming for real. As it arrived here, I moved towards it with exaggerated steps, making very little effort to actually hide my embarrassment. We should go inside and leave as soon as possible, don't you think? Sure, but you're acting really strange all of a sudden. I forced myself to calm down as I entered. Train didn't take too long to set off towards our new destination. As the train went, I didn't know what to think, so I closed my eyes with my arms crossed. Many times it stopped at a station, opened its doors, closed them, and drove away again. On the way between the stars and the pool, something pulled me out of my sitting nap. You know, you're not talking too much. Don't you want to know more about me? I mean, it's just... we're going to the pool, right? It's only one only one kind of relationship you can have when going to the pool. So what? It's not like I'll get into a swimsuit. Is that what's making you feel so nervous? I mean, yeah. I don't really care. You're the only one taking this like it's some kind of capital crime. Wise up, we're not going to jail. Well, you certainly aren't. No, neither of us is. Look, the station's coming. The train ceased moving, but we wouldn't be leaving here. What? The door was already closed and locked. In a way that made me feel better. I wouldn't have to accompany G in that How is that possible? I'm running back and thinking about every person we know about. No possible way that it's Jasmine and the other twin. Because we left them at the station. There's no way they got here before us. We can be pretty confident that it isn't E and A. Because we saw them go on the train going the other direction. I'm pretty sure. And then the last group would be Marco and Ray, who never came back to the lounge. I don't know if they were on this line or not, though. It's possible that it's them. But if it isn't, then we're looking at a mysterious another person that's here, right? Okay. I wouldn't have to accompany G in that place. On the other hand, this was also problematic. Em and Ray kept going? What the heck? I can't believe they didn't even choose to come back. We probably just missed them, too. If only we'd been here a little earlier. Then again, it could be A and E, if they stopped at a station that was already open, went up the stairs, and came back down to the other side. However, I don't think that's right. It would have taken too long, no? There's no way to figure it out right now, so I guess we're going to the recreation room. What do you think is in there? Recreation, probably. As the train drove off again, G asked me. Brocane Station, recreation. I think... I think there'll be a bunch of toys. Might be toys in there. Brick toys, maybe? Would it be like a child's room? Oh no. Are we gonna have to play with minifigures? Hey, there's nothing wrong with minifigures. It's childish, that's all. I tried to think of some point I could stand on to argue to the contrary, but the more I thought about it, the more she had a point. What if we just left the figures where they are as decoration? Isn't that creepy? Having these little guys around your room, staring blankly, just existing there? I mean, I guess I never really thought about it that way. It's just decoration. I don't know. I'm not convinced. If I entered a guy's room and had all these little people around, I'd want to turn around and leave right away. I dab my forehead with my sleeve. Thankfully for me, I got rid of all mine a while back. Woo! I miss them now, but I couldn't let G know about it. I can't give her any opening. Even if we weren't going to a real date, I didn't want to appear like a big loser around G. For all I knew, she was mentally older than Marco himself. That made me smirk a little. Older than Marco. What's so funny? You're weird. Oh, nothing. I was just thinking, she still harbored some childish traits from her sister anyhow, so maybe she wasn't older in the end. The station's coming. The train slowed down. I stood up. This time the door leading to the lobby wasn't closed. If it had been, I would have probably gone insane. As we stepped out into the station proper, I snapped my fingers. That was fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. I took out the paper I found in the other room I explored. I decided to share it with her, thinking she might have had an idea of who didn't belong. Didn't we already talk to her about this? I found this paper. Do you know what it might refer to? G read what was written on it, but all that greeted me when I stared at her was a dumbfounded shrug. I don't think so. I mean, when you think about it, don't we all fit those criteria? Yeah, didn't we have, like, this exact conversation? We don't belong together. No, wait. When you really think about it, it's even worse. We belong together, but in pairs, not in a full group. Like, I belong with my sister, right? A and E belong together because they clearly know each other. I don't think that's true. Who do you belong with? I guess J? I know J. Don't you know M, too? You seem familiar with him. Right, I also know M. Wait, that didn't work. For this to fit what G was saying, we had to be in pairs. The twins and the eccentrics worked together, but the rest didn't split into 2 by 2. I don't know. I think I need to think about what this means. What about the lower half? It's in capitals, and it has some grammatical errors in it. That's weird. Maybe it's written this way on purpose? Like, if those letters need to be there somehow? You think it's... Oh, of course! I can't believe I didn't think about that before. Because that's totally... That's a thing that's in Virtue's Last Reward. You think it's, like, an anagram? Yeah, it might be an anagram. Good luck solving it, though. Not an enagram, an anagram. Bananagram, got it. Listen, whatever its name is, we should solve it. Yeah, but we don't have that luxury right now. Let's go up. Maybe this place will really be a movie theater, and they'll have all sorts of weird stuff. Weird like what? Adult videos. Cue the dramatic music. She called from the lobby. Wait. I had to stop her. That truly was what was upstairs. I would die. Why do you... I mean, look, do I want to be in the room in that situation? No. But, like, come on. Quickly, I ran inside. Behind me, the door closed. Hey, don't you dare watch those adult videos. It's okay, there aren't any videos. Come up and take a look. I climbed up the stairs. Up there, I found... Oh, okay, so one of our answers was right. The room was a casino. Well then, this is a casino. Yeah, this is a casino. We both sighed, a little deflated by the outcome. Wait, she sighed too? Did you really hope there would be? Hey, you did it too. You sighed like you were disappointed. Listen, everybody enjoys porn, okay? It's alright. It's okay. We all can just accept it. We each pointed at each other accusingly, as if we were two burglars who had separately chosen to rob the same place at the same time. That's a good analogy. Let's just forget about it and get a move on. The door closed downstairs, right? Yeah. Well, at least this place doesn't have ATM machines to drain your cards away. But it doesn't look like a meeting place for some mafia. It does look like a meeting place for some mafia or another. Oh no. That sounds a lot more dangerous than I thought. I doubt there's anyone else here, but you should be careful. Maybe there are traps, so let's not get shot. Okay, you can stop implying there are guns here too. I patted the twin reassuringly before we split up to look around this place. Crack the code! Alright, well folks, we are gonna have to crack the code on this casino next time around. I'm already interested. I love a good casino puzzle room. So we'll see where this goes. Until then, though, this has been Downstage Gaming. I have been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all next time.